Just letting you know as well that the series of like South Bank books are now all available on Amazon. You've got the Hall of the Moon, which was Waterstone's Amazon bestseller. The Blood Moon, which was a Amazon bestseller before it came out. And the very South Bank story, which that was also an Amazon bestseller. They're the three of them are available £4.95 via Kindle. The Hall of the Moon is now available on audio, and the Blood Moon and the very South Bank story, Paul Venis's, are going to shortly follow on the audio. What else was it? Just the Hall of the Moon first, the Blood Moon, and a very South Bank story kind of completely completes the series, if you like. It was a bit like the three Paul Sykes books I did. The kind of, there's a lot of the same characters in them. If you, the kind of lead on from another, if that makes sense. So they're on now. And yeah, they were really enjoyable to do. I've done 19 books in total. 11 were Teesside. And that's the end of the Teesside books now. Mick Sorby's is out in weeks, and well, it is technically Teesside because it's Hartlepool, but the Paul Venis one, A Very South Bank Story, is the very last of the Middlesbrough-based books. So if anyone wants to get on there and read them, I would preferably advise you to say the Hall of the Moon first, then the Blood Moon, then A Very South Bank Story. And also, there's been a lot of good come from the book. Listen, people have had the critics. If you don't get critics, then I'm probably not doing my job. But I think a lot of it gets overshadowed the fact that obviously some of the Blood Moon and the Hall of the Moon did support Scope, but they've been changed. The Hall of the Moon, that supports the Frankie Lee Booth Foundation, which is a little boy, Neil Booth's grandson. Frankie was actually named after Lee, and it's just gonna give the little lad, he's been dealt quite a harsh hand from God, and it's just gonna, all of us, I suppose, we're just trying to give him a helping hand in life. So the Hall of the Moon does support the Frankie Lee Booth Fund. The Blood Moon supports the Frankie Lee Booth Fund and A Little Boy with No Legs. And now that was actually chosen by one of Lee's family. And A Very South Bank Story, that actually supports Daisy. It's an autism, I can't think of the top of my head, autistic charity, a registered charity in Norton called Daisy Chain. Now that was chosen by Paul Venis, because that's something quite close to his heart. He's got a little girl who's, I think she's got a few issues. So yeah, there's a lot of good come out with them books, which a lot of people don't really like to talk about, but it does, and the books are there, they're done. It wasn't all it wasn't all doom and gloom and death threats and all this with doing them books. They were fascinating. They were absolutely gripping. And there's not many books really been like that with me. And it was really, really interesting. But they are done now. It's completely closed. And maybe someone else might come along and do it. I don't know. But yeah, they're on and they're available from Waterstones, eBay. Waterstones will be opening very shortly. They're on every platform known really to books. I can't think of any that they're not on. So if anyone would fancy getting the teeth into the Lee Duffy story, don't forget, it's the Hall of the Moon, the Blood Moon, and A Very South Bank Story. Thank you so much for listening to my silly drabble. God bless. Thank you.